Hey everybody, and welcome back to Lindsay's Little Library. So I'm here today because it's Book List Thursday. And Book List Thursday is something I do with Sarah over at Sarah's Nightstand. We come to you every Thursday with some sort of book thoughts, ideas, recommendations, something bookish related. So today we have another group of books we want to recommend to you, and they all have a bit of a theme. They all have stories that involve cults within them. So, Sarah and I both read one of these books. I'm sure she's going to talk about it. That kind of led us down this rabbit hole, as well as Amanda at the Curly Reader has been reading a lot of cult books too, and has given us some suggestions, and I've even listened to a book that she recommended. So I thought we'd share all of this knowledge with you lovely people. All right, so starting with the books that I've read, the first one I want to talk about is After We Were Stolen by Brooke Bayfus. This is one I listened to on audio. I actually got the audio through NetGalley, which is something I've been exploring a little bit more since they just, I don't want to say they just started it, but I kind of just discovered it, and I feel like it's a little bit easier to get the audio books as ARCs over the actual books. So I've been enjoying that one a bit. But After We Were Stolen follows a young woman who is living this grand life that she is so happy with her family, but yet she is being put in a position to continue on the legacy of their family unit against her will. And there are some things that happen, and her brother end up outside of this world, which is all that they know, and start realizing that there's some crazy, not right things going on. So you can probably expect, if this is on a list of cult books, there's definitely a cult involved in this story. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. Just fair warning, there's a little bit in it where the main character gets just kind of a little irritatingly whiny, but yet when I was thinking about it, it's like it kind of fit, yet kind of annoyed me. I don't know if that makes sense, but I still enjoyed the book. 4 stars for sure. Next one I want to talk about that I'm pretty sure Sarah's going to talk about is The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead. I want to start out by saying that there is a disclosure at the very beginning of this book, a content warning to take very seriously. There's a number of triggers in this book that could be triggering because this book is really messed up. So we follow our main character, Shay, as she's in college in New York. She has a few best friends, and they meet a very captivating man who seduced them into a web of lies about the way the world works and the way that this cult views things, and they kind of get caught up in it. So you have a story of what happened in the past, and then her in the present trying to figure out what the truth really is. So enjoyed the book, wild ride, and adhere to the content warnings, but I liked it. Another book involving a bit of a cult is Educated. This is a memoir by Tara Westover, and this talks about her life living with her family as survivalists. And so there's this view of being completely off the grid, completely self-sufficient, and what she went through living that life. Not being educated at all, and then end up going to, did she go to Cambria? Yeah. And admitted to Brigham Young University. So definitely quite the ride. And I apparently have highlighted a few things. But anyways, I really enjoyed this book. I know that there's some controversy out there about it, and her brothers maybe remembering things differently, but I mean, when I talk with my siblings, sometimes we remember things very differently as well. Kind of comes with the territory. That's why it's a memoir, not an autobiography. So that's also a fantastic read. Okay, so a couple of books that I have on my radar. Oh, another one I read, which, I mean, I'm considering it a cult book, is Troublemaker by Leah Remini, right? She's from King and Queens. She's hilarious. Comedian, and she talks about growing up in Scientology, and there's definitely some parallels to being in a cult and growing up in Scientology. I found it very fascinating. I listened to the book because you can't not listen to her, and kind of what she experienced, what that was like growing up fantastic read as well. Okay, so books I have not read that involve a bit of a cult. So this is a nonfiction and this is a fiction. So we have The 19th Wife by David Ebershoff. So this follows a polygamist family. And we have, and this is historical fiction, so it's 1875. And Anne, I think, as she becomes the 19th wife. So I've heard really good things about it. Haven't read it yet. And then another one Amanda has been urging us to read is Under the Banner of Heaven by Jon Krakauer. I think I read a Jon Krakauer book. Did I? That's gonna bug me, and it doesn't really matter, but I'm gonna have to look anyways. No, I didn't. I thought I did. Anyways, Under the Banner of Heaven, we have, he shifts his focus from extremes of physical adventure, which is his other book was into thin air. And taking readers inside isolated American communities where 40,000 Mormon fundamentalists still practice polygamy, defying both civil authorities and the Mormon establishments in Salt Lake City. The renegade leaders of these Taliban-like theocracies are zealots who answer only to God. So at the core, we have brothers Ron and Dan Lafferty, who insist they received a commandment from God to kill a blameless woman and her poor baby girl. Beginning with a meticulously researched account of the appalling double murder, he constructs a multi-layered, bone-chilling narrative of delusion, polygamy, savage violence, and unyielding faith. Along the way, he uncovers a shadowy offshoot of America's fastest-growing religion and raises provocative questions about the nature of religious beliefs. Definitely going to make me think, but I have that as well. So there you are. There's a few books that I've read that have cult themes to them and a couple that I still want to read. Leave a comment below if you've read a really good cultish book. I'm always on the lookout. I don't know, it just fascinates me for some reason. Otherwise, go over to Sarah's channel and see what she has for cult themed books for us today. I'm pretty positive she'll have this one on her list. And there's a reason, because it's good. Otherwise, comment, like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. And I'll see you next time. Bye.